Live we are. And some incredible information now coming from breaking news, some discoveries in our solar system. But they're discoveries that were discovered back in 2003. They never mentioned, or they didn't talk too much about the objects, or maybe they didn't. Nobody talked about them. Most recent discovery of a large planet in our solar system, of course, was Pluto. When my mother was younger, Pluto was considered the 9th planet, and then it became not a planet. Then it became a planet, and sometimes it's not a planet. Scientists and astronomers fight over the fact that Pluto is a planet or not, because it's in the extremities of the solar system and it's near the Kuiper belt. So now they found something even further on the outskirts of the solar system. It's actually an area of the solar system that they never view any activity there. They don't look at that section of the solar system. And again, everything I'm telling you is what NASA and what scientists are saying. We don't know what they're doing out there. I'm just giving you the information that was given to us. I know, like a lot of you know, that they've been out there a long time ago, and all these things have been discovered a long time ago. And I probably, as a theory, not probably, I definitely agree that that's very possible. Oh, Dargo, what the hell is that? A bug in the middle of the winter. Oh, Dargo, oh, Bruce, thank you very much. Art Williams, 1974. Nice to see some new names coming in. Actually, once in a while. Damn. And thanks for subscribing, everybody. For sure, December, Christmas, and all that, maybe 2023. I'm going to keep it just for the subscribed people to come to the live streams. I never blocked out anybody from not coming. But some channels get a lot of troubles and attacks with the trolls. So the trolls really don't like subscribing to the channel. So at least, except for the ones that try to fake a subscribe. I got some recent subscribers today. I'm hoping it's new real subscribers of some new people coming in that are interested in viewing UFO videos, the real UFO videos, and not just like everyone's posting videos from these people in Brazil that get UFOs. It's nice when you come here that the research, 100% of the research that's here on my channel is all captures that I capture myself with my own devices. I was anxious to come on tonight. There's a lot to talk about. Artemis 1 launched at 1 a.m., 1:45 a.m., something like that, Eastern time. So that was like in the middle of the night. There's a snowstorm here this morning, deliberate storm just for Bruce. Imagine being that important. Probably not, but who knows? Who knows? Sharon Yan, salut à toi, merci beaucoup d'être ici. Elias Barnes, how's it going, Elias? Thank you or Elias. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Elias sounds more like more badass, but I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. The stats in the house. I like that fluorescent icon. The green picks up the eye. Green is the color that hey, Steve Johnson. Green is the color that picks up that your eye picks up the easiest and the most. It sees things the best with the green icon. Moonman, alien surprised. You got this. Yeah, well, lots is going on. We have Artemis 1 on their way to the sun. Oh, and I couldn't wait to come on and tell you all that, because people are going to say, what do you mean to the sun? Why does Bruce say things differently than what the news is going to know? The news, that's what they're saying. They're making a big whoop about Artemis 1 going to the moon and coming back. They got dummies in there. They're testing radiation suits because they have to find out if there's any radiation around the moon, because no one's ever been, right? So they're going to have to do some tests with that. The tests that they're doing in Artemis 1 for the first time, trying to develop astronaut suits to be able to go there to withstand against the radiation. But they're going a lot further than the moon. They're actually leaving completely, entirely Earth and the moon's system. And we'll be talking about that also. Just heard them say that not too long ago. And I picked up on what they were talking about, them going into a heliocentric orbit around the sun. Now, some people say, well, it's not near the sun. Yes, it is, because they're going to be in the base center of the solar system. Back in the days, those of you probably 50 and up, I'm 47, I'm almost there, but 50, maybe 60 and up, I've heard in school, like my mother, was told things in school like the sun was stationary. It was fixed base center, okay, is what they said, and that we were revolving around it. But in reality, the sun, I don't know if you guys know it, but when you do a research about the sun, I mean, nobody knows this unless you do the research. Okay, they say that the sun is actually traveling at 450,000 miles an hour, 720,000 kilometers an hour. Do the math. That's what it is. I've done it many a times. Now I'm understanding miles, and kilometers. For my American friends, we use kilometers here, and Celsius. You guys use a metric system. So 450,000 kilometers an hour. Because in reality, the solar system is going 450,000 kilometers an hour, always in movement, and the sun takes 230 or 239 million years for it to get around the Milky Way galaxy. Now, if you're like me, when I read this, I had to look it up for myself because I'm like, have you ever heard the same thing about the sun? Have you ever heard this? Was like two different scientists say the same thing about the sun. There's a whole bunch of different things that people are saying about the sun. But the sun being the closest star to us in our galaxy and in our solar system, the only star, hopefully. So how far is the sun? If they're going to the base center of the sun, if you look up to see what the base center of the sun is, after NASA said they were going to the base center of the solar system, of the sun, the base center of the solar system is the center of the sun to the surface of the sun. Let me repeat that. The center of the sun to the surface, the chromosphere. That's where they're going. In heliophysic orbit around the sun, the base center. So when you hear them say that, you go back to your science books and you start looking again. What the hell are they saying they're going around the sun? What do you mean they're going around the sun? They say they sent a probe there to the sun that took, I don't know how long to get there. Got New Horizons when I was in grade 6. And I'm now doing a science, an astronomy and UFO channel now. And I'm 47 and New Horizons went a couple of years ago. Since grade 6, I was waiting for that object, like many of you, to reach the sun. And they talked about it very recently. They're going on a 26-day journey, Artemis 1 and the dummies, because there's only dummies going to space. Actually, sorry. Well, they're putting dummies in the Orion ship and they're sending dummies to space again. First time in 50 years, they said, in over 50 years since they sent someone to the moon. They want to be sure to amplify and tell people that. I wonder how funny the astronauts are laughing. Mr. Peter Benton, how's it going, man? I've been so busy, bro. Hey, Bruce and all here. Hope you're all doing well. Okay, going home soon. Half hour left at work. Have a good one at work, bro. If you're meeting up with Kelly tonight, wish her and you guys both. I'm wishing you guys both an incredibly good evening. Have a nice end of the night or morning at work. And I guess no, it's you. It's later at work. And I'll see you later, man. Thank you very much, Peter Benton, for the generous contributions, man. You guys can check out Peter's channel too, and Julie's channel. Julie, thanks for being here. Fernando, saludos desde. Let me get my magnification lenses out. Country, I have no idea about the flag. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna guess Brazil, Spain. It's not the Spain flag. So thank you. Muchas gracias, Fernando. I have dos canal. I have Astronomy of Nice. Mi canal de investigación en español. En españolo. So I have a Spanish one too. Thank you very much, Fernando. Always very sad when I don't notice the flag. If somebody does know what the flag is, please let me know. I thought I knew pretty much my flags, but I guess I don't. That dude one is in the house. Howdy there, Bruce. Love you. Thank you so much, guys, for liking the channel. Australia in the house. Thanks a lot, you guys. Right underneath us, the opposite of us here in Quebec, we have our Australian friends. where you guys, it always makes me laugh because you guys in Australia actually see the moon complete opposite of us. You guys see it upside down. So when it's really shifting, at one point when the shift occurs, well, Australia will see the moon like we see the moon here, and then we will see the moon like Australia sees the moon, maybe with that flipping but that understanding of the sun really confused me, because the sun probably is stationary, but yet it's going around Earth. But anyways, they say Earth is the one going around the sun in an elliptical slingshot-like orbit, where we're flying by, and we're slingshotting back on the other side. So they say, even though it's not far, just rotating every day around us. But if we want to go to the sun, it'll take us years. But the sun's just going around us. Hard to understand most of the time. Hey, Bobata, thank you very much for being here. Barb Weast in the house. Thanks a lot, Barb. You guys can check out Barb's channel too. Ron Visnosky, thank you very much, bro, for being here. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot, Ron. Janine, salut. Hello. Canoe, merci beaucoup. Always the same good people. Good evening, all from App in West Highlands in Scotland. Thank you very much, my Scottish friends. Guess what? It's not raining. Lovely sunny day, great clear sky tonight. The advantages of climate change. We get warmer winters, and Scotland will start getting sunny days. Hopefully. Thanks a lot, Hoser, for being here. How's it going, Wayne? Wayne Mansfield in the house. Hello to you guys. Fekur Lion Trousers. How's it going? Good evening, Manchester, UK in the house. Thank you very much. Gonna land at night. Isn't that weird, eh? But and don't forget, so the Artemis one, a lot of people didn't know this, and hey, it's understandable because people know that Artemis is going to the moon to land people for the first time in over 50 years, so they say. But Artemis 1 has a bunch of dummies on board. It's telephone. 1 minute, please. I'm sorry. Just a troll. I hope. More 100 numbers. Calling from the States, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry about that, guys. That's going to take away from my other time when I usually get up and get a coffee. So, yeah, Artemis 1, they're not going to be landing on the moon this time. They're going to be going around Earth a couple of times, and they're going to have to do several burns to get out of Earth's orbit. They did. Apparently, they were able to do that in 2 hours. And what they do is once they go up in the orbit, their goal is to get up as high as the space station, 400 or 500 kilometers up. And as they go up, they'll do 2 or 3 burns, and each burn will be a bit faster so they can get, and by thrusting harder, they're going to make a wider orbit around Earth, because they have to all the time, they say, break through to do a transition to leave Earth's atmosphere. That has to be done. So they say that's possibly something that's real. That could very well be. Mr. Benton, thanks, man. Is the sun burning oxygen? In space, where are to believe there is none. Exactly. What gases come off the sun? The hydrogen and everything. I should look into that, really. Yeah, we should, man. And a little bit that I know about is that, when people talk about the sun and the fire on the sun, and people say, no, it's not fire. Well, yeah, but it's not the same fire. It's more intense fire, convexed, and it's fusioning and fissioning. And that's the difference. It's a reactor in reality. It's like a free energy object that's always burning. And it's extremely interesting, man. And honestly, people don't know half about the sun, including me. Like, there's lots to learn about the sun. It's heliophysics, and I only started a couple of years back looking at the sun, but only this year into the heliophysics part of it all. There's a lot of science that actually says things that makes us sort of believe the science, and it causes a lot of sightings to pass off for nothing because of, you know, the way science always gets the last word, so they say. But that, yes, definitely something interesting. But that's what they say. It's fusioning, it's expanding. The helium, one eventually it's coming out from it. It's going to expand the helium and grow into a big giant red star, they say. And then there's lots of, it's the process, eh? The process the star does um, in its lifetime, nobody knows. Absolutely nobody knows. That's why they're studying all these stars outside, further out into the solar system. A lot of people say it doesn't make any sense. Why are they studying stars and not the moon? Well, it's because maybe there's a problem happening with the sun. And the only way we're going to be able to understand the sun or and its problems is by viewing other suns in other constellations and other galaxies. And that's basically what James Webb Telescope is doing. Pretty sure Hubble was doing some also. They've been doing a lot of viewing in space, but in general, they're looking at the UFOs flying around, or maybe it's us ourselves that are the ones flying around. So it becomes hard to know. Hello, Darla. Darla's in the house. Please put your questions for Bruce early in the stream. Yes, because I want that. He wants to chat with everyone. I always try, and there's only one moon man. Thank you. Share your kindness and the stream. Hit the enjoy, hit the like button, and enjoy your day. Thank you very much. And yeah, not tonight though. Don't forget. Tonight won't be at 8 o'clock the stream, but we do on Fridays. But so this is a new thing. Thanks, Julie. I love you. And thanks, Darla. This is the new stream on Wednesdays that I want to do. Actually, Peter Benton was the first, if I'm not mistaken, that asked me to also do some on a Wednesday because there were some interesting subjects that we wanted to talk about. And sometimes the stream on Friday is far away. Since there's a lot of different time changes, if you are here and just arriving for the first time, I stream on Friday nights at 1 p.m. and at 8 p.m. And that's where you can come and join us on Fridays, depending on what your time is. So me, it's Montreal time. I'm in Montreal, Quebec. And if it's real subscribers that I got today, because I have a little problem with the subscriber count, absolutely cool. And thanks to those that came in. Hope I have a couple of new ones here on the podcast. Nope, it's not a podcast, it's a live stream, because I do podcasts too. If you're interested in driving to work and listening to some guy talk for an hour or something, I say a lot of cool things. I try to keep them cool anyways. The pedantic joker, Sab. Hey, hello to you. Thank you very much. Thanks, you guys. Lise, comment ça va? Hello, Lise. Going to the sun, investigate the coming nova. Guaranteed. Is probably what they're doing. But it's very interesting. So they have to break out of the lunar, of Earth's orbit, do a burn, go up higher and more pronounced. And then when they break through, well, then they're going to head out and go to the moon, go around the moon and hold on. They're going to go further than the moon. I'm sorry, further than the moon, and then come around the moon and then shoot its way towards the base center. And again, they said they're going to completely leave the lunar system to go to the base center of the solar system. And the base center of the solar system is the center of the sun to the chromosphere, the outermost layer of the sun. So it's not an area around it. So I don't know what it's talking about going through. So, hey, are they going to send Orion through the sun and bring back the dummies? Because there are dummies on board. Okay, I was like joking about that, but they have dummies on board, including some stupid Snoopy floating around to know when they're in space, I guess. But they're going to analyze with sensors the new radiation suit that they have to build for the astronauts, but they have to first test to see with the radiation, because they say one day in space there's the radiation from space, the sun, and everything is like being 1 year on Earth in one day. Also, the time in space is different too. An hour in space is not at all the same like an hour on Earth. They say it's very different as for the time, the effects of the time. That's another something very interesting. So they're not going to land on the moon, but who knows? They could be dropping someone off on their way by. But a lot of people are going to think probably that they're going to land. There's another one, is Artemis 2 they're going to do, and Artemis 3, if I'm not mistaken, will be the one that they land. Maybe 2, I'm not sure. I have to go back and check. But I know they were supposed to bring some cargo into Mare Crisium, and they never did. Or I'm wrong, and that's about the date, and that would be in 2023, because there is a SpaceX mission. SpaceX also will be doing missions too in the future. They're hiring a whole bunch of space associations to build a whole slew of devices and objects for space, to come up with innovative ways of picking up the debris around Earth. So that's where we're all going to be for the next 50 years. It's going to be, it's like we'd like to expect that, all right, boom, they take off to the moon, and then that's it. We're going to start building stuff there, and it's going to be so long. We're going to wait 2-3 years to hear for maybe the first structure. Then we're 2-3 years for them to talk about the launch pads, and then 2-3 years to talk about trying to get to Mars. And turns out we'll all be in our 60s and 70s again. And for those of you that are already 60 and 70, well, you'll be in the 80s and 90s. It takes a long time for them to do stuff in space, but even though they are pushing it a lot. Very, very, very bad news for Canada. I won't linger too much about that, but we have some espionage being done. Someone hired by Hydro-Quebec, a very young person, it's in his 30s, and I think it was 29 when he was hired by Hydro-Quebec, is a spy for Jinping, the Chinese government, having people spying on, it's Hydro-Quebec, right? And now, how somebody from China can come into the country and directly be hired by Hydro-Quebec is beyond me. It was deliberately planned. And Trudeau just got caught, a leaked video of Trudeau getting shit by Jinping. Okay. Can't stand the CCP. Getting accused of having leaked information, and he told him that that's not what to do and stuff. So basically, Canada is run by China, and everyone in the news is talking about it. Even Alex Jones is blaring the horn about it, talking about what's going on. If you guys want information about it, head to band.video, no capital letters and no space. That's all I write, band.video. And not capital B, because you'll go to a Chinese site with some hacks, and don't do that. But InfoWars for me here is impossible for me to view now. I can't see it anymore. The stats. Thank you very much, Julie. Moonman that I love. Karen Massey asks, why is the sun flashing? 2 reasons. Thumbs up for Darla, you all. She's awesome too. Fridays, 1 and 8 p.m. And eat lots of bacon. You guys have to eat bacon. I eat plenty of it. I definitely eat plenty of it. Thank you very much, Julie. Yes, the sun. Thanks, you guys. The sun flashing. 2 things. When I'm filming the sun, I got the sun flashing before, when the sun was in the center of the camera. But if the sun is touching the edge of the frame of the image that you're looking at, just to say that it's touching the top, like it's getting ready to leave, be very careful if you guys are noticing a flashing sun to see if it's in full view and not touching any of the sides of the video and a sphere in the middle. If it blinks, because I'm not going to hide it, I talked about the flashing also. I think I did again see it flashing a couple of days ago with the recent sunspots. But when the sun goes out of that frame, the P900 causes my camera to flash, to blink. And what it does is it blinks the sun. And I was confused as to why it was doing that. It didn't look like it was the camera. It looked like it was the sun itself. but it could be the light that's being lost or gained as it's going out of focus, that transition. So you got to be very careful if you're looking at flashing suns. I honestly believe I've seen it, but I don't. That is a real sensor camera question, not Jeremy Corbell's videos, but in general, it could be sometimes the sun does flash because of a sensor in a camera. And I don't know if the sun is actually flashing. So that is something very interesting. But like I said, I have believed to have seen it flash before on screen, but I found out when I got close to the edge, it started deliberately flashing the same way I had seen in the center. So I got confused a little bit about it. But there are blinkers on the sun, and the convection on the sun in certain areas is incredible. You have areas where it's millions of degrees and it's a lot cooler, like 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit, right beside it. The blinkers are always active. They're blinking on and off all the time. They go like, zoop, they spark up and they go down, spark up and go down. And it looks like an orange with big telescopes. And you look at the sun, you see all these blinkers, and they're called blinkers. Look them up. It's really interesting. Blinkers on the sun. I found that out looking up with the cone cells and the blinkers and stuff that we see, sun flare, sunspots, and everything that we see in our eyes going by when you go outside. It's because your cone cells picking up the light so much that you see these things running by you. Very interesting. Science is incredibly interesting. Hello, thank you very much, Mr. Gate Smasher. Hoorah! Thank you very much. Adios, Valhalla. Thank you very much. I liked your last video, brother. You guys can check out his last video too. He explains to people how to pronounce the name of his channel in a very unique way. Ça, je te dis, il va falloir qu'on fasse un film avec ça, là. Avec ces gadgets-là. Grip Ripper, thanks for being here, brother. From the UK. Thanks again, Sab, in the house. Wayne, thanks again. You guys rock. A whole bunch of people here. Good. I get to scroll down. 506 time. I'm doing good. If I skip over a few and pretend I don't see them. No, I don't do that. Try to get to everyone. After seeing and listening to what is being said, you have to question everything. Absolutely. Dictatorship control, what is written and omitted. What happens today could become truth later in years. See, that's exactly it. Like, for example, some of the truth that we see today might be because of a lot of what our ancestors did a long time ago. Truth comes out sometimes every 30 to 50 years. Sometimes it'll go 100 years, depending, I guess, on how secret some of these things are. But a lot of you, Lisa Eckerly, a lot of people here were saying, Bruce, disclosure is coming. I think also Sugar Bee from California. I think she was from California. Anyways, Sugar Bee was also mentioning that. A lot of people are hearing some good things out there, and that's positive. Or the Roses too. Yep. Wayne says, would you be able to get footage of the Orion going around? You know what? If it wouldn't have been snowing tonight, and if I see the moon, of course, you never know. And I'm going to say yes. And it could be something really small. And sometimes it's not the vessels that we see, but the atmosphere around it or whatnot. Bright lights. And don't forget, if they're doing something, because right now they're whizzing by the moon. They went right by the moon and they're going far out, further than any ship of ours apparently has ever gone. And really fascinating me. So this is this new thing, I guess, that they're doing, is that they're gaining speed around Earth in the orbit. And then once they're powered up and they burn a faster, more thrust, they go higher out of the orbits to the extremities into the geocorona. Yeah, that extends the moon. Geocorona shows us how far Earth has oxygen in the atmosphere. and Earth is sitting inside of Earth's oxygen zone, and the oxygen extends 100,000 miles or kilometers past the moon. So again, wouldn't be surprised at all if the moon had vegetation, 100% for sure. There was another leak in Artemis 1. They had another leak in one of the hoses. Now think of this, the dummies are up there stressed out, well, they're just dummies. Those dummies are I won't get it right, but it's with sensors, and it replicates human skin, same weight, size, and whatnot, the skin. And they have all these tests that they're going to do. They're testing the radiation sensors on the bench that they're sitting down. They want to see how much they bounce. Now, don't forget, guys, these are all tests that they should have done for Apollo 11, right? They're trying to find out if there's radiation, if the suits, when they come back, how much radiation. They're going to be looking at all the sensors. They're going to be doing a lot of tests. There was a hose leak again before it went up. Hey, those are several leaks. It's like, wow, they're sending someone to space, and it just so happens there's so many mistakes being done. Then they get to the point where there's the most pressure applied on the vessel as it's exiting, supposedly as it's exiting the orbit of Earth, and the most strain is applied onto it. That's when all these hoses and things bust. A lot of people came in the community and told me, a couple of you guys and gals said, well, you watch, Bruce, they're not going to make it. There's going to be a whole bunch of shit that's going to happen. And I wouldn't be surprised. And honestly, it really does look like it's their first time. My pleasure, Fernando. Thanks for being here, man. Muchas gracias, amigo. Muchas gracias, man. Mr. Peter Benton's channel. If you guys want to check it out. How's it going, Corey? What's going on, my friend? Hello. Lots of action. They're talking about a whole bunch of things in the news. The Artemis 1. And what else we're going to talk about? I have to look at the title on YouTube. I don't remember what I titled this. Oh, yeah. The 10th planet. Oh, the trolls are going to be so mad and upset. So astronomers are fighting together about whether these newly discovered objects, I'm going to read a little bit about them to you also later on. This is big news. So those that don't know, Artemis 1 is out there right now, and there's going to be more information. Apparently, be on the lookout. They're going to have some images for us from inside the vessel. That should be good. Watch the aliens have taken over the vessel, and they're going to yank the dummies out. Anyways, you never know. It's going to be a bit like Elon Musk's car that they sent into space, where you saw the driver like that with his hand on wasn't that so corny? They showed an image for the first time in 50 years, guys, of Earth. Yeah, you're going to be a little disappointed. You're going to be a little disappointed. They have Earth in the bottom of the image, but off of the image. You can't completely see it. Terminator line over Earth. And when you look at it, it looks more fake than the silly space video I did pretending I jumped out of a platform in space. My video looked a bit more convincing. I'm not kidding. Wait till you see what they show as the images. Baffles my mind when I see those images. That's like the James Webb images that don't impress me very much of the distant galaxies, right? And they show 6 spots of different colors. Ooh, billions of dollars. There you go. They brush their shoulders off. No problem for them. I'm still in an undisclosed location near Niagara Falls, New York. Hey, you're so close to where Tesla was. Right across Niagara Falls, New York. That's right across from Canada. I hang out in the bunker right underneath the mountain. It's where I'd like to live. That'd be awesome. Thank you very much. And no disrespect, of course. Chile, even better, most incredible. These are all places, Fernando, I would like to go and see. Chile, go and see those areas. I get surprisingly a lot of people from Chile come to the channel. So that's awesome. Thanks a lot, Chile. Fernando Liva or Liva. I hope I pronounced that right. Some beautiful sky shots. You can, yes, get them printed as gifts to yourself. Christmas is coming up. Or if you're curious, to yourself and other sky watchers will love them here. It's on Pictorem, and every video, the details in the description. There's always all the links to Patreon, to myevent.com, donation contributions, and everything is always there. And people can freely look or not look in the description part. If you're curious to see a bit what I'm about, to see what I've been doing over the years, and if you are new to the channel, thanks, Julie. If you are new to the channel, you can check it out. I got a base that I got. It's a sinus iridum itself is a base, okay? It's not a mountain. It was completely made up. Maybe everything they dug out of the moon and everything is all sent to the Apennine Mountains. Oop, I'm saying too much there because you see a whole bunch of stuff lying over top of all the structures, like the source networker tried to explain to me, telling me to go further. Bloody hell. But that's how it is. It was Penny Bunny, by the way. She's on this channel now. So we know that the troll that came to the last or before last live stream to come on to the screen, was our sweet dear. Skimming a rinky dinky, skimming a rinky doo. Yeah, we smash trolls here. That's what we do. They must have put the correct gunpowder in Artemis this time. Yeah, probably it's about friggin' time, eh? Yeah, and it's like 8.88 megabillion Newton mega something tons of thrust power, they say, when they're going up there. So they send that up, they drop off the 2 boosters, that winds up on people's houses or whatever, it comes back down, I don't know. And then they're on their way in a heliocentric orbit around the sun's base center. So the fun part is we don't have to wait from when I was in grade 6 to when I was like 47. From like 12 to 47. It takes so long for New Horizons to get to Pluto. I can only imagine how long it's going to take them to get to the sun, but the whole mission is done in 26 days. So apparently no landing of the moon. They'll be doing some readings, testing, and censoring, most likely in the moon's orbit. And it's really looking like it's their first time in space and that they're going to have to be doing some testing to find out exactly how the hell they're going to be able to go to space. Those of you that are deep in the research of NASA and the space race and everything that's been going on, you all know that they said that they lost the technology of being able to go to the moon for whatever the reason. It was destroyed from the last team, probably. It makes you wonder, because when you listen to scientists today, for real, the scientists today, they're talking online, okay, or on TV, and they're explaining, about the Van Allen belts, and they're explaining about everything that's around Earth, how it's hard for us to be able to leave Earth and stuff like that. And then we have the astronauts saying, no problem, we're leaving Earth and going to certain orbits. So the ideal is whenever you see a launch, it's it will always be close to the full moon. And when the moon's at its closest, perigee, apogee is also another thing when the moon closest and furthest to the sun. So it's the same thing for Mars. When they go to Mars, apparently they have a launch window every 11 years, 7 to 11 years, when Mars comes close to Earth and they have a straight trajectory instead of going all the way around. It's hard to understand. There's no up or down in space, but it really is something that I will definitely be looking around the moon, hoping that the moon will be visible. They're obviously taking different deliberate times to go to the moon where we're not going to see very well. Here with a snowstorm yesterday, even right now, it's completely no stars or anything in the sky for me here now. So they get away again, maybe. Karen Massey, thank you very much. Nice to see ya. Thanks, Karen. Hello from Wet. Thank you very much. May Edwards. Thanks, May. Thanks, you guys. Karen Massey, thanks for listening in. The Welsh Warriors here. NASA will never go back to the moon. Too many people will be watching. I agree with that. And see, that's the worst part, Welsh Warrior. They say that they're going back to the moon and they're going to choose from an area that's in the South Pole. We're not going to see it. It's going to be under the moon. Basically, it's all deliberate. The administrator before, I call him Berenstein, something Stein before that, the administrator before, when Trump was in office, administrator of NASA, had mentioned wanting to go to the moon and that the astronauts would be able to choose from one of the older Apollo landing areas so that they could go back and view how things have changed. But that was never brought back up again. And of course, in the States, every time you guys get a new president, everything changes. You get a new president, a new administrator for NASA, new head of CIA, new head of Pentagon, new head of Defense Department, new head of Space Force, new head of the Navy Air Force, and it's like that every election. I call it selection now because we can't talk about elections, And in 2019, the Canadian selections were rigged. By the way, hope you know that we got asshole Trudeau in the government because he let himself in. And now that we know that China's running the show, apparently, those crickets. West Virginia in the house. Thanks a lot, May. Bruce has a landline. I didn't think those even existed anymore. Yeah, and I only have a landline. I don't have a cell phone because cell phones don't work with my fingers. I go over the pad and all the numbers start moving around. I can't use it. I can't take a picture with a cell phone. I could try. I'm gonna have to practice. I'm supposed to be getting one soon. I'm gonna have to practice. Biden must be the pilot because they said dummies at the helm. Yeah, a couple dummies actually. Maybe Fetterman's up there with them too. You know what? Good thing they're on autopilot because they ain't gonna make it to the moon. Neither one of them is going to know who the hell each of them of those people are once they get there. It's so funny and sad at the same time when you think of it. It'd be scary if our next prime minister is someone with dementia and very old. We'll be like, what's going on? Hey, wait a minute. I think I understand what they're trying to do. It's like after Biden, okay, who's next president? Can't think Kamala. No, she can't read. Nancy Pelosi. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye, amiga. She's gone. Amiga, I think. She is out the door. That was the limit. It's written in the Constitution that any congressperson or Senate person that gets caught with a husband or wife in their underwears and hammers in their hands, they are out of the office, 100% out of the office. They are gone. So she's gone. Boy, she went did a hell of a lot. She rigged elections and then she destroyed a whole bunch of things, and right in front of everyone there, ripping up the books. So I remember when Trump came in, seeing her, I was like, what a flake. Oh my goodness. No one's ever going to forget what happened, in the States, 219, 220, 221. It was just craziness. Now, elsewhere also, Trudeau went out the other day for a walk in town, boy. Didn't like him too much. For those people that think that Canadians are all smiley faced and that we're not mean, wait till you see that video. Oh boy, they were mad at Trudeau, calling him words that I haven't even called any of my trolls here yet. It was pretty bad. Rusty Peace in the house. Jerry Siegler, how's it going, man? from Vienna, Austria. Thank you very much. I like your work. Thanks, guys. So much love and peace. Jerry, hi, it's Bruce from Montreal. Thank you so much, man, for stopping by. Really appreciate that, Jerry. Bruce speaks all and his friend Barb Weist. SOS has a sweet channel, and she does. I love going there to chit chat with her. Channel of insight and chat to join her for intel and knowledge. Thank you very much, Julie. Yes, because we only share the people that come here all the time, the channels. More and more, I'm telling the mods, being too generous. No, not about Barb, of course. My twinsy. ER. How's it going, man? I think the flag was the country of Chile. Yes, thank you so much. And I'm so sorry for not having known the flag of Chile. It just looked like a broken American flag. There was pieces missing. Thanks, ER. There he is, William Shuttles. It's cold out here in the south coast of Galveston, Texas. Wow, really? Hey, man, I'm happy you're all set up. I hope you guys are okay down there. Hey, William, thank you for talking to the Quebecers about my channel, man. Get some people in Quebec, more people in Quebec to know the channel. William not hooked up, but he was across from a couple of crazy camping Quebecers out in the south. Wow, we get around, eh? So he was talking about the channel, which I think is really cool. So why has it been flashing? Well, I'll tell you what, maybe it's about to explode. I think it's about to explode. Guys, Betelgeuse in 2019 exploded. The whole chromosphere, okay, came off of the whole top of Betelgeuse came off. Now, to give you an idea, Betelgeuse is almost as wide as the solar system, all the way to Neptune to the other end there, okay? And it's sitting in there. So if that top blew off and it was facing Earth, can you imagine what could have happened? As a matter of fact, maybe that's what some of the objects that are coming into the solar system are. They found a biggie, a 10th planet. And now scientists are talking about it. Oh, no, it's not a 10th planet. It's because it's so close to the extremity of the solar system and the Kuiper Belt. So another area where they're doing another secret mission or project, they're going to visit 6 objects that are beside the sun, behind the sun and near Jupiter, like right between that area. Big, massive rocks. But they discovered an object 10 times the size of Pluto inside of the solar system, guys. They never saw that before. The problem is they named it 2003 something, and I'm going to go tell you the exact coding of it, name of it, whether it be an asteroid or not. It's huge. So now they're fighting about if it's out further than Pluto and it's bigger than Pluto and it's in our solar system, it's a planet. They're saying, well, no, it's part of the Kuiper Belt. It's probably just a big asteroid in the Kuiper Belt. They said that it was really round, nice and round, like spaceship round, right? Could be anything. So interesting. I thought that was a good one when they said that. But now astronomers are fighting. So now it's going to get crazy in the astronomy world, I'm pretty sure. See you at the house. Yeah, it's snowing there, bro. Probably here too, man. We got snow all day. Des gros flocons, some big flakes. Rest in peace. Takes about 1 million years for the energy from the center of the sun to reach the surface. Random. Yeah, I believe it. You know, there's lots of facts about the sun that people have no idea. I mean, and on top of that, don't forget they don't know a lot about it. Like NASA themselves and scientists themselves are really on the horn with the sun right now, because leading up to 2025, for those who don't know it, we're going to solar maximum. We're in it. It's going to be bad leading up to 2025. Why is the sun flashing? Could it be because it's going to let off one hell of a flash? A flash can get here in 15 hiccups now. Geesh, excuse me. 15 to 30 minutes. it can get here on a flash. Coronal mass ejections, at the beginning, got hiccups now. At the beginning, most people were fighting with me about the coronal mass ejections, saying that it takes it takes seconds for the radiation to get to Earth, and it doesn't. It takes several days. And if it's a big blast or a smaller blast, it can take anywhere from 14, 15, 16 hours, 24 hours to 48 hours. It could even take 3 days to get here. November 3rd, Earth's magnetosphere opened up. There was a hole that opened up. They said this had never happened. That's what they said. And the radiation particles from the sun entered into Earth's atmosphere, and it wasn't good. It did many changes. It caused pink auroras to be seen in the sky. Don't ask me where it was. Don't forget, we don't see them around here unless it gets really, really bad. There's certain areas in the States, but it's more in further countries out in the south, I guess, and up in the north here. But I used to see them here in the 90s, and I haven't seen them again. But there's lots about the sun that we don't know. I know you won't believe this, but one day I was able to look at the sun straight at it. It looked like a disco ball. Yes, and I remember you talking about that moment, Darla. I'm pretty sure it was if it was this year. And well, as a matter of fact, Darla, that was the first time, around the same first time, that I filmed the sun spots without any filter. The video has like not many views. I can use the clouds and a foggy, hazy day to be able to see things on the sun that you wouldn't be able to see on a regular, beautiful, clear day. The fog, used as a filter with your camera in front of it, if you film the sun on a very foggy day when it's bright out, I know you're going to say, well, it's rare, it's sunny and foggy, but it happens. And when it does, you film through the clouds. There were so many layers of clouds, incredible different layers of clouds, thick layers, thin layers. And I filmed the sunspots on the sun, and the sun looked so dim that we could look at it. I don't know if it was the same time as around when Darla said, but it was this year. And we could look at the sun with the naked eye without having any problems of the light, because all those layers of clouds serves like a filter. And you can see some things sometimes on the sun that we wouldn't realize it. Sun is made of treacle and the moon is cheese. Could be, but like I said, nothing would surprise me anymore. You guys want to send me some UFO space parts? That's the address that you send it to. I live in a box, and my address is 341. Business Profit Mille. Salut. Hey, man. Thank you. Sorry. Why am I talking French? Business Profit 1000. Thank you very much for being here. Thanks, you guys. Solarhead's in the house. How's it going, man? Thank you very much. Read that before. Darla, I saw the sun wobble, staring at it and colors. The wobble, that's another thing. The sun apparently rotates around in the base center, and its base center, and it wobbles around as it goes around in its base center, and it just wobbles. A lot of people, Peter Benton has said at one point, looking at the moon, and I had mentioned this years ago, and he saw it himself. You look at the moon sometimes, it looks like it's on a string, or it's like something's holding it, like on a fishing line, and all of a sudden it just bobbles as it's going along. Very, very weird. Sometimes you can notice that. I had mentioned to some of you that the moon was going very fast across the sky, the last moon phase before month of November. So I filmed it in November, and the moon seems to have been more at a normal pace as compared to the very fast movement of it going by before. So I guess when the moon looks like it's going by faster, something's up with Earth. Uh, something's up with Earth's axis or something like that. The sun is apparently on its axis, and it rotates around the Milky Way once every 239 million years. When I read that, it's just more complicated than understanding the sun. Things don't make very much sense. We're told that a snowstorm is coming in this weekend. Wow. Said that about 3 to 6 feet. Oh, shit. That's not good. And of course, the sun, that's what it's going to be doing. Don't wonder why, you guys. The sun is going to be throwing a whole bunch of curveballs. We saw very recently a rare November hurricane, unfortunately, went all along the coast and ripped the shit out of some more places in Florida, actually, again, which is a rare occurrence. But they, more and more with the years coming, maybe we'll get hurricanes all year long. This is serious. Like, we can get hurricanes into winter. Who knows? There are areas where winter still planet's very cold, but there's hurricanes, even though it's like winter conditions. So could it happen to Earth? You bet it could. Could most likely happen for sure. Robert, how's it going, man? Hey, thanks, you guys. Yeah, sun your balls, folks. Good for the health, they say. Professional Paranormal Research, Camelman 73. Thank you very much for being here. Hello. Welcome. Thanks, guys. Paula, how's it going? I forgot to put Joe Biden in the cabin. Yes. Shutting him up in I would have put him in one of the boosters. Unreal, eh? That's what we should be doing, guys, is sending the elites to the moon, forcing them off of this planet to get the hell off this planet and head to the moon. Actually, no, we don't want them to leave, then come back. We got to get rid of them. However, the sun pulse is the sun affecting the camera shutter, causing open and closing. It's exactly what I said. That's exactly why it's flashing once it goes up to the top and it's off of. But it's only when it's off, because I have seen the sun flash before, but it's a possibility, like I said, that it could be the camera's doing that because of the brightness of the light. You have a filter on it and everything, eh? So absolutely. Thanks, Ripper. Went out and stacked up with coffee and bacon. Get your bacon, guys. Get your bacon on, because apparently it's going to go up in price, guys. So you better stock up on it now in case it goes up in price. Or look for pigs in the fields. Look for pigs in the fields. They cook so well. They cook so well. You won't have me stopping eating that, brother. That's for sure. Let's talk about coffee. Mark, how's it going, man? Who or what is living on, in, or beyond our dimensional, the sun portal? Just a thought. Well, as a matter of fact, maybe that's what they're going through. Yeah, the Pentagon, I'm going to say it again, got caught from 2009 to 2012, the secret association planning on doing nukes on the moon to be able to put a hole right through the moon to be able to test time travel and teleportation. So literally probably trying to make a time machine with the moon itself. Interesting. So yeah, all theories are good, man. I don't spit on any theory, and I got some people here telling me maybe the sun is an entrance and an exit to our solar system, and a lot of people said that. I thought of that too, and I've heard a lot of you guys say that too, and it could be very, very possible. It's a good theory, I find. Oh, you bugger! I had that the other morning. That was just perfect, just like at McDonald's, egg, orange cheese, bacon on one of those English muffins. Nothing like an English muffin in the morning with the cheese. What I used to do is just stick cheese on it and eat the bread. Just as good in the morning. Fattening and good. That's awesome, William. Thanks again, Julie. Leia's in the house. Leia. Hi, Leia. Nice to see you. Love you, my dear friend. My dyslexic finger again. Good one. Yeah. So, like I said, and that really is it. There's two reasons. So, Grip Ripper, like you mentioned, it's a real thing. The sun can flash because of the camera sensors, but I'm not saying the sun isn't flashing. But I would have to film the sun, and do some tests, because when it blinks, I've seen just the sun blinking and not the sky around it. But again, it's hard because I'm using a solar filter and I'm doing tests on the sun. I don't know. I really don't know. And blinking to the point where click it, click it, click it, click it, click it goes on and off. I think a lot of investigation to be doing, because there's so many other problems that the sun has. I'm not too worried about that one. If it would flash less often, I would think it's a possibility. When I saw it the other day do like 8-9 flashes, and I saw it's when oh, by the way, a small cloud came in front of the sun and it also flashed again, like the shutter speed and the camera's blinking, opening its eye, like Grip Ripper says. It's a big possibility that is true. Flashing people in the park, yeah. I'm a big enough guy. If I start flashing people, I'm going to actually hide the sun. People wouldn't even notice. They probably just think it was an eclipse. Probably. Yeah, you said it. Neuro official. China. There's no two ways about it. China. Hey, Pat S. Hey, how's it going, brother? Sister. Thanks, Pat. Yes, walked away like a scolded child, Pat. If you're talking about Trudeau after Jinping talked to him, that was pretty funny. And he says, you know what he said? The sack of, he says, in Canada, we're pretty open and we keep everything, open. We don't hide anything. And we're an open book in Canada. Basically, that's what it was saying, when reality is just closing our bloody bank accounts. And so, yeah, China is in charge of what's going on here. And like I always said, if the Germans won in the war, check out Julie's channels, guys. Please have a lot of fun on her channel too. She has some really awesome videos. Something I'd never be able to post, all the animals that she's posting. A lot of different animals too. Gators, lemurs, and incredible birds, guys, and everything. And you get to see a sexy tan guy walking on the beach too. So, lucky bugger. I just look like a live streamer now. I'm getting white. I used to be black. I get dark. Indian blood. It's in me. When I go out for maybe an hour in the sun and I come back in and just black. I get black. I haven't been in the sun in a while since I've been filming the sun, guys, and seeing the radiation. I choose my days to be out in the sun now. NW's here. Thank you very much, you guys. Diana Boss, thanks a lot. Blessings, everyone here in California. Again, my friends from California, thank you very much. Or like some say, California, because everything's being taken over. Thanks so much, Leia, for being here in the community. We love you. A lot of people that get here. You know how I feel? We're like in the Toy Stories. You know those toys that nobody plays with? And then they all gather together. It's the toys that nobody plays with anymore. No, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm thinking of that. It was funny. Because it's it's always just us here. When somebody new comes in the live stream, I'm like, what the hell? I'm not used to seeing someone new coming in. And if you're just arriving and you're wondering why I'm always smiling, It's because there's nothing that pisses off a troll more than that. On top of me being hated, I smile. And a lot of people get offended by that for some reason. There's Elias's channel. Hey, Norma C. How's it going? I saw a video of the flashing sun from a beach. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Like I said, I've shown the flashing sun here. I got a video up, one video of the sun flashing. I did some tests. I did see it flashing, but again, what I say is if it flashes, you got to be sure your sun is in the center. But it still could be, like I said, and like Grip Ripper said, many are going to obviously believe that it could be the camera sensors, but I'm still not sure. But when the sun is on the edge, it blinked the same way as it blinked when it was in the center. And I tried. So the best thing that I could have done then, and I did, was to try to deliberately make the sun flash. And I did it. I will do a video for that, guys. Okay. We'll know the truth right away. The next sun video, I'm going to make it flash. So if it flashes, it won't be because it flashes, because I'm probably deliberately making it flash, and I'm going to do it really easily to let it go across to see if it flashes with some different settings, and we can do that test. It's a good test to do. DZ Trends. What about flat Earth? What do you think? I get a lot of people that come here that talk about the flat Earth theory. I'll tell you what, I always answer this, and I honestly believe this. I believe that the Earth and the moon are not round, and maybe possibly not perfectly flat, but it could be, because the ideal of Earth being just a disk, a stationary disk, not even turning, it interests me. It interests me. I have no hatred in my heart for any flat earthers. Even some of the flat earthers know about curvature. We do see some parts of curvature on Earth, and some of that's been proven, and I'm pretty stuck on the curvature part. But the possibility that Earth could be flat, we'd have to leave the planet. We're not going to know unless we leave the planet. But it's always interested me. I don't laugh at flat earthers. For me, it's another research in the field of astronomy and space that some people say it's very unorthodox. Well, I think unorthodox is a good thing. Unorthodox, something that is not normal pattern, or something reoccurring that people are usually used to seeing, or hearing, talking about. Because I think the flat earth theory and the flat earth research has been going on a long time ago, of Columbus and all the people that explored Earth were afraid to fall off at the end of the Earth, because if it was flat, they would just fall off of an ocean or something like that at the end, which was normal thinking back then. And even today, now we're still talking about that, whether Earth is flat or not. It's about time that they start telling us some truth about certain things. There we go. Betty, thank you very much. And thanks again, Pat, for being here. There's another one, Betty, that a lot of people are telling me about. The Nibiru community comes to my channel. People that lots of Indians or Native Americans that talk to me about the Blue Kashina, about some Indian stories. I learned a lot by a lot of people about when it comes to the sun, different cultures, religions, and tribes and whatnot. Ever since the beginning of time, talking about the sun worshippers worshiping the sun. It's not for nothing back in the days that people thought that the sun was God. They must have seen so many cataclysmic events. Wouldn't it be incredible to be there in the beginning of time to see exactly what the hell happened on the sun at the beginning of time, to see exactly what happened? They would never know. They would never know what's happening. I caught a very large object going by the sun. Whether it be Nibiru or not, I have no idea, but it's ginormous. And with the discoveries of what's in the solar system right now, two objects, one just smaller than Pluto, one bigger than Pluto, could be 10 times bigger or twice as big. We'll find that out. And many more in the solar system that are being seen now. So they're looking more in the extremities of the solar system. You could have any alien being that's on one of those planets or installations. Don't forget, they don't have to be living there a whole entire nation. If they're doing secret projects, or if beings are doing secret projects like we're doing already here, we're aliens for them, they're aliens for us. So as for the story for aliens, everyone's between, oh, it's aliens, it's spirits, it's demons, we're just labeling, still just labeling, stuff. But there's a whole bunch of theories, that's for sure. I think they're all pretty good. Thank you, Bruce. I thought that maybe it could be the camera. It sure looked weird. Absolutely, Karen. And I promise you, we're going to do some more tests. Honestly, the day that the sun was extremely aggressive with many sunspots, it blinked. But that day I had some clouds going by, and I honestly did some testing with that. And I'm going to try to do it again. And we're going to know quick enough if it blinks. And I'll tell you what, if the minute I film the sun and I go off and I try to make it blink and it doesn't blink, there could be some possibility that the sun is blinking. But it could be that during different settings, the camera reacts differently. Of course, it's reacting to light, right? It's always reacting to light. And those aren't things that I want to hide. Those are things that I want to show. We know the sun's aggressive. We don't have to see it flashing if it's aggressive or not. But in reality, Karen Massey, that's probably the situation. But again, I could be wrong, and it could be that the sun is flashing. Like I said, that they have the blinkers. It is flashing, but maybe not like we see it on the camera. I mean, literally on the camera, it goes like a flasher. It goes on and off, on and off, on and off, right? It probably wouldn't be a natural thing. I'd hope not, but we will find out by doing more tests. Dwayne Beauchamp, thank you very much, bro. Guys, I want to thank you all for the incredible support that you're giving my channel. And as small as the channel is, as for salary and stuff like that, I'm still maintaining and doing this full time as much as I can. Couple lawns here and there. I've really done this in a way where I said to myself in my life, I don't need to flash like the sun. I don't need to have a mansion. I don't need to have brand new cars. Strict minimum. Clean clothing, food, clean myself and stuff. I started this, and I want to share this with you guys because I did a lot of a cleanup and a change in my life when I was ready to do this channel. I gave up so many things that I like doing, and so many ideals of buying certain things. I just kept strictly minimum for maintaining myself, and just that's why you always have the same background. I think about 3 items since I did the channel. But honestly, guys, you're by you guys coming back, and gals, it's permitting me to get my research out to other people, and I am so bloody blessed that you guys, it's all because you guys were here that I was able to, in August 2021, get my research seen by the UAP Task Force, Space Force, Pentagon, and the United States government. So they know about the research now, and one of the sightings. Like I said, they're not worried about my research. They're worried maybe about one of the sightings, the UFO that came down to the house and the UFOs on the moon. For sure, they're going to want to hide that. But in a way, it's like soft disclosure that the Pentagon permitted, literally, because they're the ones that were in charge of everything being seen. But they didn't show my video back in August 21. Did you know that? They actually took it off when I started speaking. And Yan from Garpan Ufology, which is also, I mean, they got the Space Force and everything in association with these guys. So these big associations. They took the video off, I think, because they wanted to look at it first, or they were waiting for if there was a danger for national security. I think that's a bit of what the issue was, Like when I started the research, I started saying right away it could be, adversarial countries and stuff. Maybe they didn't like hearing about that. That's for sure. Adios, Valhatla. Good guy, really good guy. Came to the channel, and now it's going on a little while, and then some more people supporting the channel, guys. Thanks for coming back. It's incredible seeing the same faces coming back. I really appreciate it. I got to catch up on Barb Weist's videos. Barb is very loving, and if it wouldn't be for her, a couple of cats in her neighborhood would not be alive today. I'm pretty sure. I have a bit of your sickness, Barb. In the winter here, I had the bunny rabbit under my house. I think he's still there. I think he's too big to come out now. And in the middle of the winter, I went and brought him some salad leaves, and didn't know what to do. He's like, bowl of water, it's like, what do I give a freaking rabbit in his house? Maybe rabbit food would have been good starting off. But I have a big heart too. And here in town, unfortunately, some people get rid of their little cats in groups, and they leave them out in the field in the back, and then I just hear them, they're crying, meow, meow. I try to go look for them. That's how it is. I gave one raw bacon. Boy, I tell you, a cat eats bacon. Ate like 10 strips of the bacon all cut up. You tuffed them for a little while. Or is the camera picking up the sun flashing better than the human eye? I like hearing that, because it could possibly be that too. Because again, the sun in the center, I have seen it flash. So we're going to have to do some tests on that to see if I can reproduce a sun flashing. And I promise you, I'm going to do that test really fast the minute I get up. It's something that I'm very curious at. It could be the kind of camera, Mark. Sometimes it's the, a certain type of camera that does that. But you're absolutely right about things that the camera picks up, the naked eye, the human eye does not see because of the wavelengths of our eyes. That's something also very, very true. Made a video from a beach in Africa. Many people could see it. See, that's very interesting. So there was a video of the sun flashing, and you said that in the video, some people were actually seeing with the naked eye that the sun was flashing. Me, when I filmed the sun blinking, I didn't see it blinking with the naked eye. So again, definitely thanks, Norma C. I'm definitely going to do some tests with that, and this week we'll be able to probably very quickly see if I can reproduce a blinking of the sun. Maybe I can check out that video to see if it looks the same. Dino Boss, Saturday 1:30. Is it true about? I do not know. I'd have to check. Are you talking about an asteroid, Diana Boss? I will have to look that up. But don't forget, there's asteroids coming by all the time. DART program asteroids were coming by not long after the DART mission 2, and I have to look. It could be around that time. Actually, if I take 2 seconds, I'll be able to confirm that to you right now. The next asteroid is coming by Earth. Near Earth objects next 100 years determine the planet faces no known danger, apocalyptic asteroid collisions. I know of a couple coming soon, but past Earth this week. Let's see if this one's recent. It could be, it could be, it could be. Miles of Earth, an asteroid, potentially. Well, I don't see anything, actually. I'll have to look it up. I go on my websites where I usually see something coming up, but I didn't hear of anything coming by right now. We got a Chinese space plane still going by, dropping crap in orbit that they don't know what it is. We got to get China out of space. China CCP has to stay out of space. I'm not saying Chinese people. I'm saying China CCP has to get out of space. For sure. They have no business there. They're going to take over Earth, and they're going to kill us, and through their bullshit frequencies that they're using. That's another thing I'm really worried about, the 5G. I'm worried about people, my mother, family members, and stuff. You know, the sun is supposed to accentuate any allergies that people have, any breathing problems that people have. The sun leading up to 25 is, you know, if emphysema, asthma, bronchitis, and stuff like that. It's going to be a bit hard on people that have problems breathing. They're not talking about it in the news, but I can only imagine, you know, when somebody, you say, oh, you know, my dad or my mom passed away and they had problems breathing, and we never really checked those dates to actually look to see if the sun was actually active on that day. I started wanting to do that when my some family members passed away. I'm starting to see the connection. I think it's what I feel. I feel that there's lots going on around us that we probably don't know about because they're not telling us. Merci, Joel. It really was a good question, Mark. Karen, yeah, absolutely. Because it's just truth. It can be either way. It could be the sun is really flashing, guys, or it could be that the sun is flashing, but that I'm not catching it, and I'm catching it with the camera and its sensor errors, or like Mark and like some people said, we're catching it because the naked eye can't see the sun blinking. Matter of fact, we can't see the sunspots, but when I look through the camera, I see them right away. So you know, there could be some truth to that. Merci encore, Joel. Hello. Hey, Daya, thank you very much. Indiana in the house. Thanks, you guys. Welcome. Open House Hotel. Kermit, how's it going, man? UK, Kentucky here, the big blue UK. Does this planet affect our climate? Another incredible question, Betty. I'll tell you what, I would say that most definitely could. You see, remember in the video yesterday or the day before, the last video I posted here on the channel, I showed you the lunar waves. I hope you all saw it. And with just some UFOs, but the lunar waves, I was saying as a theory just in the video yesterday, it could be that something large is in the solar system. And I also talked about this at the beginning of the year. Large objects coming into the solar system, like some of you mentioned, Nibiru, Oumuamua, that came in from interstellar space, went around the sun, went around Earth, and then slowed down, and then got faster on its way out towards the constellation of Lyra as it left the solar system. It's like pretty crazy when you wonder. So it can affect. Betty, I believe in a domino effect. Two neutron stars out beyond the Milky Way or galaxy. They're finding out that these suns and stars are, because a star is a sun, they're beaming out these gamma ray bursts, these jets of light that are beaming out into other galaxies and that are, you know, heating up other stars. And that's scary stuff. That's almost like, whoa, oh my gosh, is it the sun? Is it a weapon? Is it, you know, are they all just spaceships and they're continually, you know, anyways, the story can go deep, but lots of possibilities. Blue is keeping you busy, eh? I love when Julie makes a video. Where's Papa Blue? The dog's like, he's staring at the doorway, waiting for him to come out. We have some fun. I do. Thank you very much, Julie. I do speak French. And you guys, if you have some French friends, we live stream on Saturdays at 1 p.m. on Avenue Quebec Astronomy channel. Go into channels and you will see my English, French, and mi canal Investigación en Español. I have a Spanish speaking channel also, which I'm approaching almost 100,000 subscribers. No, actually, the Spanish channel is approaching 1,000 subscribers. This one's approaching 100,000, and I'm taking bets that I'm going to be at 100,000 before 2030. I think, I think, got to get to 100,000 before the end of the bloody world. I mean, come on. Little Cole's doing good. Excuse me, guys. That's what I need. Whoop, whoop. Oh, did he drop his coffee? Burn's in the house. Thanks, Burn. Dang, I thought you were in space, Bruce. Yeah, I'm not in space right now, but in reality, we all are. As a matter of fact, we are traveling right now at 450,000 miles an hour, 720 kilometers an hour. So they say. Who checked that out, eh? Is Mike back? Yeah, he's getting back at 3. Oh, there he is. So, Mike, how fast? Yeah, 450,000 miles an hour. Wow, is it ever going fast? That sun around the. If there's no up or down or top or bottom or anything solid out in space, how the hell do they know how fast something's going in space? We'll never know based on your speed, because then you're on Earth, of course, rotating around Earth, traveling at 1,000 miles an hour about, or 1,000 kilometers an hour, 1,100, something like that. Depending on how close you are to the equator, you'll be going faster or slower. If you go on top of Earth, on the complete top of Earth, and you open up your arms like that, you'll actually be doing a circle straight up. Science. I learned so many things this year, and it's all stuff that serves nothing. You find out all these things. Wow, we found out how far the sun is. Well, what does that change? What is that going to change? Right? I made chili my first week being back from Florida. Was too hot down there. Didn't want to make any. Yeah, I hear you on that. Was eating seafood. Yes. Yeah, that's true. Out in Florida with the heat, eh? I can't wait till you guys get all installed, eh? I'm wishing the best for you guys. Things are going to go really good. Hey, Pat. Scanlon, thank you very much, man. -9 in Gavin tonight, Burn. Wow. Holy craps. Oh, barbecue time. Can I get some more coffee? Lila, merci beaucoup. J'espère t'avoir samedi ou en direct sur Revenu Québec. Merci beaucoup. The Inquisitor, we are still being lied to. We are still being lied to. I believe that. Absolutely, man. That's absolutely right. Cam's in the house. Danny Johnson. They should leave a seal open for a seat. So I was thinking of our Dolphins, our Navy SEALs. They should leave a seat open for our real moon man, Bruce the Real Man. Thanks a lot, Danny. Researcher. Getting really cold here in London, Kentucky. Love your work. Keep on keeping on. Thank you very much, Mr. Danny Johnson. Love you guys. Incredible support, you guys. Thanks, Karen. It is a good conversation. I'm going to head over. I'm going to grab a coffee real quick, and we're going to head over to see. Well, we're not going to head anywhere. I'm just going to open another page. I'm going to tell you the news about the 10th planet. They called it the 10th planet, the object, but there's a number for the planet, like a number that they give asteroids, and the date of it is 2003. Probably they weren't talking about it. I do not know. It's awesome. Yeah, it keeps sticking 7. Thanks a lot for being here. The technology to go to outer space has been lost because they have different technology called anti-gravitics. Yes. Some changes. So much going on. I hear words. A lot of people. You know what? We're like all one brain. That's what I think we are. And when people gather and come back here and we're all talking about stuff. It's like one big brain talking about all the theories and different things that can happen. But yeah, different technology for different vehicles, right? They want to eventually get rid of the goal of the defense in America is to have a ship that can leave Earth, go to space, and come back. No more launching and cutting off shit like boosters and stuff like that. The eventuality of that is coming, and that's what we're into. They just started as of today, November 16th, is the new era of space research. It's exactly what's going to happen. And you're going to hear about new in heliophysics. In heliophysics, they're going to new things about the sun because now they're studying the black holes and they found out so many things about the black holes. Black holes are so heavy, like neutron stars. They create a dimple in the fabrics of space and time and are sitting there. And because of that dimple, that pressure, that weight that they are exerting onto the solar system and the fabrics of time, it causes the light around it to be seen. And that's how they're finding black holes. In reality, a black hole is invisible, maybe not invisible, but hard to see. And that bending of space and time around the light is wrapping around it. And don't forget, black holes are pulling in light and all the planets and stars that are around it. But it's not a hole and it doesn't go in through it. It consumes it. So if Earth was to go towards a black hole, it could take hundreds of thousands of years for it to be absorbed by the black hole. It'll be ripped apart instead. Many different layers of different sizes and pieces of dusts, and over time they'll be completely become a dust, make like a ring around Saturn, basically around a black hole. And then it's all consumed by the black hole, but not like in the movies when you see a planet going through a black hole. That doesn't exist. They say it can't happen. To travel through time, but to go back into the past, it's apparently a scientific fact that they can do it by a certain trajectory around a black hole, but they can only go back to the past where they started the journey. They said that they cannot go back into the further past. And more when you talk about something, you got to be careful about looking about teleportation research. It's not like it's anywhere accessible, but there's some areas now that, yeah, they talk about projects. A lot of people worked on secret projects and anti-gravity projects. A lot of people worked on anti-gravity projects. Got a lot of people that come here that have worked on anti-gravity projects, but you'll never know what you're working on it for or who you're working on it for. And you'll never know what other parts is going to go on after when you're finished working on a certain part. They compartmentalize workers like they do with the CIA. That's another thing. The agents are working. They know certain things, but they don't know everything. They're always being watched, and it's like it's continual surveillance. Being watched. You got a CIA agent watching someone, and his boss is watching him. The boss's boss is watching him. Big brother's calling in, texting. That's how it is. Hey, Romania. Hi. Sick Robert Romani. Sick Robert Romani. Salut. Hi. Block. I was already blocked. Thanks, guys. You guys take all the fun away. Penny says, use French channels. He won't know it's me anymore. Nice try, Penny. Eric Klein. Kamala Harris was not born in the U.S. No, she's born right here in Montreal, my friend. Know where her parents American. That's right. She cannot legally be president. That's definitely right. She was born here in Montreal. That's where she's from. Sorry, guys. I mean, yeah, she's definitely not president material either. It's obvious they were going to stick Hillary in. Wouldn't be surprised if they're still going to try to stick her in. Don't forget the thumbs up. I appreciate that, you guys. Jules D. Evening, Bruce. Have you read Artemis by Andy Weir? No, I have not. It reminds me of what NASA is hoping for are moon bases and mining on the moon. Well, I'll tell you what, Jules D, thanks for sharing that. And they just said it. They're going there not as a journey. They're going there to live on the moon. That's what they said. They're going there to eventually be able to have a communication center there, build all the platforms, landing platforms, and everything. Those are all the first things we're going to see, guys. We're going to see cargo suspended platforms all between Earth and the moon, where they're going to be sending cargo to, and robots will be on those cargo platforms around the moon and Earth that will be placing the cargo. And then eventually, literally with drones, obviously remote control, they'll be sending rockets with equipment. I'm surprised they're not doing that yet. How hard can that be? It's not hard. We could ask Nikola Tesla or Elon Musk to whip us up a remote to send some of those. Well, as a matter of fact, what do you think they're doing with Artemis 1? 26-day journey, Artemis 1. It's going to be interesting to see what the hell they're going to do. Eric, thanks for being here. Hey, it's quite a few people here. OBX Arms is here. Oh, thank you very much. Didn't see him yet. There he is. Mr. B's here. Hey, Star Hunter. How's it going, brother? Thanks, you guys. Got a Patreon. Oh, I forgot to share the bloody link. Damn. I never do that. Share a link on my Patreon when I post a video, and you guys can check it out a little bit. Find out what Patreon is all about. All about. Nobody says that. Hey, Bruce, out here in the Atlantic Ocean, OBX, no roads, no mail delivery. Lucky. Just wild horses. And are you doing like Putin? You know, white pants, driving around. No, it's true. Jeans and cowboy boots, driving around with your shirt off, cowboy hat. Just wild horses and remote houses in the dunes. That's awesome. Zero light pollution. Awesome. Caught a thermal magic. Carpet moving through trees. Would that be what I had caught then? You guys remember at the beginning of this year, I caught those 3 objects going like that. Hey, I forgot about that. I have to go back and check that out. 3 objects going by the moon that were going up and down like that. And anyways, they looked like magic carpets, man. That's why I call them. It's probably not the same thing, but Star Hunter, thanks again for being here and there, my friend. Good vibes. Absolutely. Thank you very much. It is live, Chris. Thanks for asking, man. Yes, man. It is, Grip. It's coming, man. And they're talking about it. The big pros in heliophysics are talking about the flipping of the poles and everything. It's coming. It is coming, and that's where we're going to see some confusion around a lot of things, I think. He's under the water, Adam. He can't mention it. He's a dolphin. He's going for a dolphin swim. Like the Navy SEALs do. Foxy Philly's here. Let me get some coffee, guys. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming in. We're having an amazing conversation. Then we're going to go see that object. Those objects in the solar system. Yes. Yes. I have my amazing supportive team here. And amazing people. Really thank you all for stopping by the stream tonight. We're having some fun. So real quickly, let's do this. Actually, I think I had it right here. Object bigger than Pluto discovered, called the 10th planet. Now, if they call it the 10th planet and there's 9 now, could it be that it's a planet? Right? It's a planet, and if it's not a planet, well, they sure are fighting about it. That it's a planet. Itchy leg. So, object bigger than Pluto discovered called 10th planet. You're going to be seeing this everywhere. This was updated last night at 11 o'clock. So this is new discoveries. And astronomers have discovered an object, more than one, but we'll start with this one, in our solar system that is larger than Pluto. They're calling it the 10th planet. There's already people contesting it. The New World size is not at issue, they say, but the very definition of planethood is. So we don't care about them fighting about it. We know it's an object, whether they call it a star, a planet, we know it's there, right? Absolutely know it's there. Announcement made in a very hasty message after Discoverer's website was hacked. Okay, it was a website hacked also. If it's a planet, it is not number 10. So that's what somebody wrote when they hacked it, I guess. If it's a planet, it's not number 10. Other astronomers say next up, Mars-sized objects with 3 question marks. And now everyone's getting confused here because people are saying, well, where did they come from? Oh, they're saying they were always there. We haven't found them. So they found Pluto first before finding the object that is like 10 times its size. Like, I mean, okay. All right. I think it's 10 times its size. What did I just say at the beginning? The 10th planet. Okay, but it is bigger. So let me see where they talk about the size. Very interesting. Number 10 next up. Okay, so apparently there's more. It's the first time an object so big has been found in our solar system since the discovery of Pluto, guys, 75 years ago. What am I looking for now? Where the heck are my things? 1 second, guys. Jeez. Here we go again. I was going to even build a snowman for you guys tonight and bring it in. Said maybe I'll bring a snow man in the house. So again, it's the first time an object so big has been found in our solar system. So this is news just freshly in for those of you wondering when this was declared. So biggest discovery in the solar system since the discovery of Pluto 75 years ago. Most of us here on the page right now weren't even born when they discovered Pluto. And the ones that were born weren't very old. The announcement made today by Mike Brown of Caltech came just hours after another newfound object in our solar system. Well, look at that. One slightly smaller than Pluto was revealing very confusing day for astronomers and the entire media corporations. The new object, temporarily named 2003 UB313, is about 3 times as far from the sun as is Pluto. Definitely bigger than Pluto, said Brown, a professor. He's a professor at the planetary astronomy. He's a professor of planetary astronomy. So the object is round and could be up to twice as large as Pluto. Okay, twice as large as Pluto. Brown told reporters in a hastily called NASA-run teleconference Friday evening. His best estimate is that it is 2,100 miles wide, about 1.5 times the diameter of Pluto. And it's one of many. Ooh. So one of many objects that are inside of our solar system. So when Bruce and other people catch something going by the sun, like the big object I caught going by the sun, the Nibiru size planet object that I saw going by the sun. It's even more interesting now today because people were saying there's nothing around the sun. They know exactly what's there. NASA knows what's there. The trolls said NASA knows what's there. And now they're admitting themselves today that they never looked in that part of the solar system. I guarantee you, most of us here today probably thought that we looked at the whole solar system since we're in L3, Lagrange, or L2. We're out of the solar system. We're like going way out there, but we don't know anything about what's around us, which always makes me laugh. Always makes me laugh very, very much. So one of many objects, the object is inclined by a whopping 45 degrees to the main plane of the solar system. Where most, sorry, my cold, guys, where most of the other planets orbit. That's why it eluded discovery. So the object is inclined by a whopping 45 degrees to the main plane of the solar system, where most of the other planets orbit. Okay. But that's why it eluded discovery. Nobody was looking there until now. Some astronomers view it as and this is where the fight comes in now. Pluto, some astronomers, view it as a Kuiper belt object, right? And not a planet. Because the Kuiper belt is a region of frozen objects beyond Neptune. Pluto is called a Kuiper belt object by many astronomers. So back in the days, it's a planet. No, it's a ball of ice. It's a Kuiper belt object. Well, it's still in the solar system. And we're talking about inside of the solar system. For me, there's a 10th planet. That's what I believe, because it's a planet inside of the solar system. And scientists there themselves, the professionals, are fighting with other professionals saying it's in the solar system and it's bigger than Pluto. Of course it's a planet. So we'll let them fight about that. So some astronomers view it as a Kuiper belt object and not a planet. Those just arriving, I'm talking about two large objects found in the solar system within a couple of hours, one within a couple of hours or a day, and the other one very recently also, and talking about many more objects inside of the solar system, including Mars-sized objects, all inside of our solar system. That's going to change everything about our solar system. The solar system you and I knew about, the solar systems your grandparents or your parents knew about, it's going to be completely changed. They're going to be new science. Everything you learned, it's not worth explaining it to your kids. They'll come back from school and they're going to know a lot more. Probably, well, maybe not school, unless they want to become drag queens. So sad. But that's what's happening with schools right now. For some reason, it's not to be explained. So Brown himself from Caltech argued in the past for Pluto's demotion from planet status. So that's what this guy is doing. He became a scientist to be sure that Pluto's not a planet, anyways, because of its diminutive size and eccentric and inclined orbit. So are we going to go as far as saying that Venus is not a planet because it has a different orbit and it rotates backwards and all this? Why? No, it's not going to happen. They're all different planets, similar but different. Pluto has been a planet for so long that the world is comfortable with that. Okay. Brown said from Caltech in the teleconference, which don't forget was hastily run. It seems to me a logical extension that anything bigger than Pluto and farther out is a planet. Offering additional justification, Brown said 2003 UB13 appears to be surfaced by methane ice, as is Pluto. Now, don't forget, methane is a must in the atmosphere, including the atmosphere here on Earth. It's what causes the oxygen to remain low and close to the surface. If there was no methane, it wouldn't be low and close to the surface. It would be like on the moon, maybe walking like on Mount Everest, because that's how I would compare. Like they say, if it's the real oxygen levels on the moon that they said 1/6 of Earth or whatnot, 60%. I don't remember what they said. it would be hard to breathe, like probably on Mount Everest. Blaine, the magician, he went up so high that it was very close to being at the same level, oxygen levels as supposedly on the moon. And this guy was up there doing breathing techniques to be able to hunger. You breathe in oxygen, and then you blow really slowly out, keeping the oxygen inside. Then you do it again, and it brings your oxygen levels up. And he was doing that. It was going up. So probably, possibly on the moon, it would be possible to breathe and to do certain exercises. I believe that there's probably radiation on the moon from the industries that are there, and that's probably why any astronaut that's going to go there is going to have a spacesuit, obviously. So for Pluto's demotion from planet status because of its diminutive size. But today he struck a different note. Pluto has been a planet for so long that the world is comfortable with that, he says. It seems to me a logical extension. Anything bigger than Pluto and farther out is a planet. I just read that, and he said it again. Blah, blah, blah. I would not call it a 10th planet, says Marsden told space.com. Alan Boss, a planet formation theorist. Okay, so either way, there's a big ass object in our solar system that just either appeared, or all of a sudden they're talking about it, and they're going to temporarily label it 2003 UB313. So you guys can look up that yourselves, UB313, and to check that out. So Artemis 1, we'll be hearing about it tonight and more tomorrow. They're supposed to be showing us some images from inside the cockpit. So it'll be interesting to see what they're showing, what's going on. And another thing, I noticed every single news media channel never said anything about the heliocentric orbit or the base center of the solar system of the sun. I literally heard the confirmation that they said that is the mission. That's where they're going, the furthest extreme extent. They're leaving the lunar system entirely to go to the base center of the sun. If you look up online the meaning of what is the base center of the sun, where is it, how to find it, what like description of it, they will tell you it's the center of the sun to the surface of the sun. So are they going to fly a rocket through the sun? I'm not kidding. Okay. No, I'm no genius. And maybe someone's going to tell me, well, it's normal. Heliocentric orbit. No, it's not normal. You can look up a whole bunch of things, like look up if Earth is in a heliocentric orbit around the sun. Look up where the base center is, from Earth, between Earth and the moon. They'll tell you center of the sun to the outer surface of the sun, which is the outer surface of the sun is where we see the sunspots. That's the chromosphere. Foxy Philly, thanks a lot for being here. Scrolling down. Louis Strongarm, thank you very much. The sun has a lot of problems. That's not good. Really, really not good, guys. There's lots of problems. So much. Thanks, Julie, Darla, all the mods. Lisa B is in the house. Thanks, you guys. You have a greater evening, Leia. Kermit says, I flash the moon a lot to my neighbors. Yeah, exactly. Bonjour, Brian Lee. Matt saw the Joan Rivers video too, where she outed O's. Oh, yes, I saw that. Then she went in for routine plastic surgery and died. Matt, you're right about that, man. You're absolutely right about that. I'm not laughing because she's dead. I'm laughing because you're right the money. And she said it. She was talking about Obama. She turned around. She says, we all see, anyways, Big Mike, right? Obama's wife, which is a man, trans, right? And she talked about it, and she died not long after that. Really not long after that. You're absolutely right about that. Yes. I flashed the moon a lot, man. That was a good one. Who did I miss? Blood Buckets here. Brian Lee. Hi, Brian. Thanks, man. We had some good conversation tonight, guys. DJ Rash in the house. What are you thinking about the moon's empty inside? Guys, it just so happens. Could be John F. K. Yeah, that's could absolutely be, man. Lots going on with those actors, eh? You all know about America's funniest videos back in the days. Oh my goodness. Wow. Memory blank. Anyways, the guy that was there, the funniest videos, America's funniest videos, played on a show where they had Uncle Jesse and all of there. You know, oh my God, memory blank. Wow, totally crazy. Some things came up on his autopsy report, and he did not commit suicide and didn't die of natural causes. Talking about forced blunt object to the. Some people got killed. Some people got, taken out because they were talking about certain things. You got to wonder, right? People like Robin Williams and stuff take their lives. You got to wonder what's really going on. These people are dealing with elites. They are in these cults, most of them really deep inside of these cults. You see what they're doing to Kanye West, to Ye West. You know, you could say he's eccentric or not, but either way, he's admitting that the elites they even controlled his mother. I think they basically caused her to die or something, or caused suicide. I don't know, but it's the control of the elites. So the black community completely turned around and blew off Kanye West because they're with the elites and they're not allowed talking or backing them up. Some black people did back them up, and it's not because they're not good people. It's that they're in this cult. They're Britney Spears recently spoke out. How many times I've been telling you guys that she was involved with experimentation, mind controlling with MK Ultra. Serious stuff is going on. DARPA is a branch of the defense division in the States. Got CIA, FBI, DARPA. Well, and NASA's the NRS in reality, NRS. And NSA, I mean. NASA must be just the NSA. It took out the A. How can we hide that it's the NSA up there? Take out an A? Add an A. Just add an A. It's the NSA. But we don't want them to know it's us. We'll call them NASA. Okay. Getting carried away here. The Moon's DJ Rash. Evelyn, Saba, hello. Brian Lee, eyes wide open. DJ Rash, that's a hell of a good one. I'll tell you what. They're talking about today, this month, too, about checking out the caverns, all the caves on Mars, and to checking out the caves on the moon. They recently talked about a finding of their having found pits on the moon that are very deep. Lisa Eckerly talked to me about this at one point also, about what she had heard with the on Gaia and whatnot about the moon being a spaceship and that danger of that water leaking inside. Because if it is a spaceship and there's water leaking inside, could definitely be a problem. And if it is a stationary spaceship that's idling there, obviously there for a reason, well, hopefully we will get disclosure. There's hiccups again, but from what I've been hearing, apparently we will. That too, I've seen the moon pulsing with the naked eye, but yeah, it's whether it be the camera sensor or not with the sun. I'll be doing some tests and we'll be able to definitely find out some more stuff. So the inside, if it's a UFO, they're going to be wanting to explore. So when I heard them today, hours ago, say we want to explore the caves inside the moon. So we hear about the water coming from the two poles, that are going on the sunlit side of Earth and obviously are creating pools there. Even though they say in microgravity you can't create the water because the water is automatically evaporated. They said there was only oxygen and water in the regolith on the surface. And all this talk throughout the years about olivine. Did you recently hear about the minerals they're talking about on the moon now? No olivine. Whoop, what's going on? Different readings now. Everything's different. They were sure there was olivine all over the surface, but they found some other crazy mineral on the moon. They're doing the tests for the first time, or they're doing more lies so that we don't know what the hell's going on the moon, you know? It's one or the other, I think. Let me guess, a Hasselblad camera, probably. I don't know, but that's what they used when they went to the moon. And a professional expert that worked as an employee at Hasselblad and that designs the cameras or works on those cameras professionally, also a photographer with those cameras, said every image that you saw from the Apollo 11 landing site would be impossible to have been taken by the Hasselblad camera. But what he doesn't know is that what if there's oxygen on the moon? Of course, they'd go there with a Hasselblad camera. No danger of any cold air or dust. Guys, they say the moon is so dusty. Hasselblad camera is filled with cracks. They would have had a hard time. The footage would have been destroyed. And when they had to change the film, it would have automatically been destroyed. If not, they could have just had one film there and filming the moon. As a matter of fact, the Hasselblad camera, that professional was zooming in on the functions of the camera and saying that where it was at the f-stop setting, it would have seen absolutely nothing. I bet you they deliberately would have blinded the cameras and they wouldn't have wanted to show the surface. But again, whether it was made partly by Stanley Kubrick or in the Nevada desert and a few studios, I think pretty much that's what went on. I think they're going to tell us that it was deliberately done because they had to do it for the protection and for national security against Russia and China at that moment. But I don't know. I beg to differ. Well, we got to about 140 watching, which is about usually always the limit. We get 2,000 people, 1,800 to 2,000 people every live stream that we do. Well, the ones on Friday. And I really thank you all for that. I wish all 1,800 people would comment. We get 1,800 to 2,000 chat messages on every stream. So I owe you guys a really great big thank you. Did you members? Did you like the Star Wars Swartz video? I was having a lot of fun with Kazoo and the members. I posted a little clip, and I'll probably be posting it here at the end of some video one day. And I put it on Patreon this morning. I wanted to share the link to get people interested to go and see it, but it's just me and Kazoo, fighting against the elites in space and driving around our little vessel. So I had a lot of fun doing that one, because you guys know at the end of clips sometimes make little skits of not too long, 10, 20 seconds to fill in the video, to attract people, to make things interesting, because I do like filmmaking and I'm good at it too. Documentary coming up. Will you all be buying a DVD if I make a DVD of my entire work? And it's something in the near future that I will definitely be doing. Please leave your thumbs up on these live streams. And if not, well, only if you like it, obviously, please do the same if you appreciate the videos that I'm making, research videos. It takes a long time to do, many hours of editing, lots of hours outside. And out of all the channels saying that it's cold outside when they're filming, I'm one that's telling the truth, because I'm in Canada, in Montreal, and I go outside when it's minus 20, minus 30, even with the infrared cameras. It's hard on the equipment, but we get some incredible viewing. Those just arriving also from the moon in the winter during the phases outside, as long as it's not minus 20 or minus 15. Usually I'll go out with minus 10, minus 12. I go out with the camera and the scope, which is pushing it, risking it, because I have to put it up every time I go out, 75 pounds of weight and everything. So the thumbs up really helps the creators and helps them get ahead and get out to others in the algorithm. If there's no comments on the videos, well, there's not going to be any shares in the algorithms by YouTube. And really want to thank you all for taking the time to come by the Wednesday stream. I always try to get to everyone, but it's impossible. Margaret, hello. The sun rotates the planets, rotate around the sun, all rotates in the Milky Way. Yes, but in the past they said it did not. And like I said, it the sun does rotate, but they say that the planets are rotating around the sun in elliptical orbits. In reality, it's sort of stationary. It's the solar system that's traveling, they say. And it's the base center. And what the sun does, it waddles around the base center. Literally waddles and wobbles around the base center as it turns. And then we see the sun rotating around us. It's hard to understand. Of course, the sun rotates because I showed the rotation of the sun. The only way to see the rotation of the sun is by the sunspots. But is it Earth rotating? Because when you look at the rotation of the sun, it's not going in a circle. I film it. The sun goes like this. That's all I see the sun doing with the naked eye, watching it through the camera lens. It's going like this, and it's going like that, rocking. I don't see it doing a complete turn, but they say it does. Obviously, like Margaret says, that's what they say. But it's confusing. When you go deep into the professionals, the scientists, they're still fighting about that. And in science books, I have them here to prove it. The sun is in the center of the solar system, stationary, is what they said, and the planets were turning around the sun. So, what's the truth? We have no idea. But when you look at the sun, it's confusing to me. We're looking at the eclipse the other night, and we're seeing this the moon go down, and then all of a sudden behind me in the east, the sun comes up. Then they look aligned, but we were aligned before because of the bending of space and time. I think we're seeing things bent. Like, for example, if we look at the sun and all the planets and stars, when we get close to them, they look round, but everything looks round until you get really close to it. Maybe when you get close to it, there's different shapes. Thank you so much, Margaret, for being here. Awesome. Yeah, it's coming soon. I think so. Adios. Man. Thanks so much, Karen. Yeah, Darla Rocks writes a lot of funny stuff in the community. You should all go there at your morning coffee, stop by and get a good laugh on Darla's channel in the community. We have a lot of good fun. Oh, Louis, I'm sorry, my friend. An hour later, too. A hassle. Vlad is the camera, the actual camera that was used in the supposed Apollo 11 landing. It's a Hasselblad camera. So I look at the features of that camera to get a lot of information about some of the images that they took there. And the professionals are saying that it would be not just unlikely, it would be impossible that they would have taken a Hasselblad and brought it to the moon. They did some manipulation to that camera also. Supposedly when they went to the moon, they drilled holes in it to add another feature to be able to do with the aperture, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, they did a whole bunch of things on that. So thus permitting the dust to come in maybe a bit more also. Yes, Paulo, Revenge of the Toys. Lisa Eckerly is in the house. Thank you very much, Lisa. Thanks so much for being here. 128 watching. So we peaked at about 192 watching before. So that means almost 200 people sitting down watching. That's really cool. Thank you very much, Lisa Eckerly. 225 thumbs up. I'll take that, guys. I appreciate that. Maybe we'll get up to 300 by the end of the night. It is Brian Lee. There's lots in the chat tonight, and I'm really happy for that. I'm honored, actually. Revenge of the Toys. I feel so bad for our generation. Most astronomy, I hear you. I hear Samir Forsain. Welcome. Thank you very much, man. I hear you, Samir. I agree with you. Most astronomy and geology facts were so pumped out are going to be refuted in the future. Yes, as they are now, absolutely. Arrogance is from moving forward. You're absolutely right about that. Samir, thank you so much. And hi from Montreal, Canada. Thanks, you guys. Yes, yes, you could be new, Louis. Welcome, Louis. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing. I'd love to tell you all that you have to subscribe or you'll disappear, but I can't do it. It's got to come from the heart. Some of the people that support the channel the most here aren't even subscribed. Evelyn Saba, our internet is freezing sad. It really is, Evelyn. How's it going, my sweet dear friends from New Zealand? Evelyn Saba's in the house. Love you, Evelyn, and thanks for the amazing support here to the channel. You could blame the Smithsonian Institution for that. Yeah, Smithsonian. I watched their news too. Hey, merci. Adios. That's a good one. Hey, always more than welcome, Samir. Thanks a lot. We have some good conversations here, man. We have a whole mixture of a whole bunch of people, from religious people to atheists to probably a few Satanists. You wouldn't be surprised, but all these different cultures and religions that come to see some truth. I find it interesting when we put our differences aside and that we focus on exactly what's going on. Because, like Samir says, like, I mean, you guys all know, right? The governments are hiding everything from us. Always, always, always everything from us. I really want to thank everyone for having stopped by tonight. No, absolutely, Karen. No, a lot of the attacks, like right now, heads up, guys, they're impersonating channels. So someone was in the community, threatened to stab them this morning, threatened to stab them, to gore them, and I had to block them. They're really, really jealous of trolls. All the same bad people that come back, and I interact with trolls as much as I interact with anyone. When somebody comes and comments and it doesn't appreciate my work, I'll definitely answer back. But the trolls are, I work my ass off. I don't make trolls videos, and you guys know it. More than happy to admit when somebody comes here in secrecy. You see all the good people that are here? In less than 1 month, one of you people that are here right now are going to show your true colors, because Penny's going to force you to, because she gives you $20, and then you're going to have to show your true colors. Ask Darla, ask a lot of people that are here. How devastating was it? The 2021, Darla, was devastating. We're not going to mention the Plato lady, but it was handshaking. That's how bad it was. The attacks, the defamation, the disgusting things that they said that I had done. But that's okay. There you go. Donut shape's another one I like. A lot of people say Earth is not round, it's not flat, but it's donut shape. I like that. I like saying, Louis, like a lens, like a cookie. The lens, you know how the lens is smaller on the sides, and when you get to the center of the lens, it starts buffing up and it gets a bit higher. It could be like that, like not a flat cookie or disc, but disc shaped and like squashed, absolutely squashed. It could be literally like Oumuamua that we're on and not even round, because I think the eyes have optical illusions when we see things round in space. So, ladies and gents, again, thanks a lot for being here. I wish I could have answered everyone. So sorry, Lisa, if I missed you guys, your comments. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, love you more, man. Thanks, John FK. Thanks, you guys. The sun is one astronomical unit away from the. That's right. That's right. Space stuff. Hey, space stuff, my friend from Florida. How's it going? I remembered. Richard. Oh my God, am I right? Yes, that's what they say. One astronomical unit. And is it far? Is it not far? We don't know, eh? But I'm telling you, look it up what I said.
about them. Artemis 1 doing a heliocentric orbit around the base center of the sun. So that's literally from the center of the sun, my hiccups again, to the outer surface chromosphere, because the chromosphere of the sun is the surface, even though people say it's gases, hydrogen. And this is always happening. It's always fusioning, right? And like Peter said, he's going to have to do some more research on that. The oxygen and everything that's around it. It's probably why it's reacting, because of the oxygen in the atmosphere. But is it right? We don't know. And that's myevent.com, of course. That's raising up. Oh, you saw it. Yeah, raising some money for bigger equipment, bigger telescope. Now, infrared drone. We're going to invest in that very soon. Christmas is coming up, but it doesn't matter. Already money saved up for the fund, because we already got some contributions. Whether you're right for infrared drone or not, I will be putting it towards a drone, because everything together is part of my salary, the donations and contributions, but I put everything towards equipment. Everything has to go towards equipment and not cases of beer, because I wouldn't have this bloody channel, right? And that's important for me. It's so bloody expensive, the equipment. It's ridiculous. The camera, the Nikon D850 behind my telescope was $10,000. I took no lens, so it'd be only $5,000. But we'll be upgrading soon. Hey, Morton, hey, sorry guys. Floyd, Julie, Lisa, Eckerly, all the mods, Darla, Elias, Gate Smasher. Exactly, and that's where it's going, brother. I'll hold my promise. You guys can be sure of it. Christmas is in no time. It'll be flashing by. Then I'll be making the videos. I'll be doing some tests. Guys, I get infrared captures of the UFOs. So now, at the same time as my drones up there, I'll be able to do some tests with the infrared camera and film the drone, see what it looks like. This is really going to help us a lot. And by the way, I got a biological lab close by where UFOs lift up off the surface, 5G towers, and it's like, whoop, whoop. It's going to be really fun. So the next video, I'm going to work on it now. It's been raining all week since Florida got hit by Nicole, I think it was, or one of the last hurricanes, or tropical storm. I think it was a class 1. I'm not sure, category 1. Either way, since that day, we've not seen the sun here, except for that one video that I was able to post on the members this morning or yesterday about the sun. So can't thank you all enough for the amazing support here. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, William. William Shuttle's in the house. We got a lot of people here, you guys. Destiny Ram. Hi, I've got some videos from Trinidad West Indies on the sun pulsating. Destiny Ram, thank you very much for letting me know that, because some people have seen that sun flashing. It'd be really important for us to do some tests to see if you can, you too, Destiny, try to reproduce. Well, unless it wasn't you filmed it, try to reproduce to see if you can do it with your camera. If it's something deliberate that we're able to do, I will definitely find out tomorrow with the camera. Didn't really think of trying that way to see if I can deliberately cause it to, to change or to flicker. And I'm going to try to take note of the environment, the sky, the temperature, the clarity, and whatnot. Thanks again, William. Evelyn, thank you so much, my dear friend. I love you so much. You, my friends in New Zealand. Welcome to this wonderful community family. Morden, you're in for many a treat. We have a lot of fun here, guys. So anyone new just coming in, thank you very much. Destiny, thank you very much for sharing that about the sun. I really appreciate that. Neuro Official, thanks for being here also, my friend. It's so cool you have their eyes on you. If they're investigating your stuff, then you can guarantee your work could be admissible. in a court or tribunal setting. Absolutely. See, that's the thing, eh? It's sort of like disclosing or vetting me without actually talking about it, showing quite simply a video, which honestly, guys, I mean, for the, I can only be thankful to the Pentagon. I don't care what anybody says. They go, oh, they're this, they're that. Yeah, well, they're allowing the work, to be shown. And I do believe, like a lot of you probably know, CIA, FBI, all these associations have good people on the inside. I mean, hard to believe that someone wouldn't want to become a CIA operative to be able to work in saving the planet by being a spy or something. But in reality, there are some people on the inside that try to bring out some of these truths. They did it for MK Ultra, brought it out. That's how it got out to the public. So maybe the Space Force, sometimes an astronaut in Space Force can bring something out. They have connections. There's ways of bringing the information out. Look at what Edward Snowden did. Right. Thank you very much, everyone. I love you so much. And to all, a good night. And if to all the people that I missed the comments, I'm very sorry for that. We'll be streaming again. It's already Wednesday. In 2 days, 1 o'clock and 8 o'clock, we will be streaming. Please leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up on this video and all the videos, if and only if you appreciate them. And I want everyone to know, when you comment on the videos, you will always get a reply back from me. So thank you very much. Whether you're new or not, whether you have a big channel or not, your opinions here are appreciated. And there are no theories that are too far-fetched. If you're one that has really eccentric and far-fetched theories and you want to share them here, go right ahead, because you can't get crazier than me, I'd say. Love you guys. Thanks, everyone. Julie, Floyd, Darla, Lisa. Thanks. Talk to you all soon. Bye-bye for now. See you in the comment section. I'm going outside to look for Artemis 1, anything, like no matter what, just eyes in the sky. All right. Bye.